afforded the condemned an opportunity to make a last statement. He has declined to make a last statement.
Are you ready to tell him?
Seen on national TV, counselors say parents should monitor what children are watching.
That I am in New York. Just look at that building. Hopefully I'm getting in this shot. It sure is hot up here in New York. Just like Florida weather. Hopefully I got into that shot.
The New York Marriott World Trade Center was a 22-story, 825-room hotel within the original World Trade Center complex in Manhattan, New York City. It opened in April 1981 as the Visa International Hotel. In November 1995, it was bought by Marriott Corporation and renamed to the Marriott World Trade Center. It was unofficially known as the Marriott Hotel, Visa Hotel, and World Trade Center 3, WTC3, or 3WTC. The hotel was damaged in the World Trade Center bombing by Al-Qaeda terrorists in February 1993.
12:33 this afternoon here to Beekman, downtown, and he had blood all over his body. And he was one of the first patients, and he told his paramedic that a car seemed to explode in the parking garage of the World Trade Center in Tower A, and that the force of it threw him out, actually forced him out of the building. So there must have been some gaping hole there.
The lights came back on gradually through the night, as if the giant towers were waking slowly from their worst nightmare.
For 40-year-old firefighter Bill Chupa, this was a scene that he will never forget. The lobby of the World Trade Center filled with thick, choking smoke.
It was like an apocalypse, I guess you could say. It was a very heavy, dense smoke situation.
That place is a death trap. Let me tell you something. There was smoke where there shouldn't be smoke. I was on the 107th floor, and we heard the bang, and that place filled up in 5 minutes.
The 1,336-pound urea nitrate hydrogen gas-enhanced device was intended to send the North Tower crashing into its twin, the South Tower, taking down both skyscrapers and killing tens of thousands of people.
We are under attack! Things so monstrous! Terror unleashed from the sacred cotton candy place of our dreams! If anyone
While it failed to do so, it killed 6 people, including a pregnant woman, and caused over 1,000 injuries. About 50,000 people were evacuated from the buildings that day.
The New York Marriott World Trade Center was a 22-story, 825-room hotel within the original World Trade Center complex in Manhattan, New York City. It opened in April 1981 as the Visa International Hotel and was the first major hotel to open in Lower Manhattan, south of Canal Street, since 1836. In November 1995, it was bought by Marriott Corporation and renamed to the Marriott World Trade Center. The hotel was damaged in the World Trade Center bombing by Al-Qaeda terrorists in February 1993. The city's Port Authority considered demolishing the building, but instead decided to repair it, reinforcing its structure. It reopened in November 1994. In 2001, it was mostly destroyed by the collapse of the World Trade Center's Twin Towers during the September 11 attacks by Al-Qaeda. Around 50 people inside the building died. Only the southern end of the hotel was spared, and it was eventually demolished to make way for reconstruction. The hotel was not replaced as part of the new World Trade Center complex, although its address was reused for the tower at 175 Greenwich Street. The building was a 22-story steel frame structure with 825 rooms and 6 basement levels, labeled B1 through B6. The hotel was connected to the North Tower via an underground entrance at concourse level and a small pedestrian walkway that extended from the West Promenade of the Marriott to the North Tower on plaza level. On the 22nd floor, there was a gym that was the largest of any hotel in New York City at the time, with a swimming pool and a running track with views of the Hudson River and the Austin J. Tobin Plaza. The pool was put near the top so the hotel could be flooded if a fire occurred. The hotel also had 26,000 square feet of meeting space on the entire 3rd floor. It was considered a 4-diamond hotel by the American Automobile Association, AAA. The hotel featured 2 restaurants, the Tall Ships Bar and Grill, located at street level, and the Greenhouse Cafe, a restaurant on the plaza level that featured a large skylight looking up at the North and South Tower. Previously, another restaurant had operated called the American Harvest. However, it was removed following the bombing in 1993 and was renovated and remained as a rentable space called the Harvest Room. The building was designed by Skidmore, Owings & Merrill, with construction beginning in March 1979. It was opened on April 1st, 1981, with 100 of 825 rooms available, and it was completed in July 1981. Shortly before the opening day of the Visa, a fire broke out on the 7th floor. Kuo Hotel Corporation, based in Hong Kong, bought the hotel's leasehold in 1982 from Edward W. Ross and Gerald Wexler. In 1989, the Port Authority of New York and New Jersey bought the leasehold from Kuo for $78 million, but the operating rights remained in the hands of Hilton International as management agent. On February 26, 1993, the hotel was seriously damaged as a result of the World Trade Center bombing. Terrorists affiliated with Al-Qaeda took a Ryder truck loaded with 1,500 pounds of explosives and parked it in the North Tower parking garage below the hotel's ballroom. They likely viewed this as the area where an explosion would cause the most structural damage. At 12:18 p.m. EDT, the explosion destroyed or seriously damaged the lower and sublevels of the World Trade Center complex.
Began assembling the 1,500-pound urea nitrate fuel oil device in his Pomrapo Avenue home in Jersey City, ready for delivery to the WTC on February 26, 1993. He ordered chemicals from his hospital room when he had been injured in a car crash, one of 3 accidents caused by Salome in late 1992 and early in 1993. Speaking in code by phone on December 29, 1992, Ajaj told Youssef that he had won release of the bomb manuals, but warned Youssef that picking them up might jeopardize his business. On one book, carried by Ajaj in 1992, was a word translated by the FBI as meaning the basic rule. It was later found to be Al-Qaeda, meaning the base. 4 cardboard boxes into the back of the van, each containing a mixture of paper bags, newspapers, urea, and nitric acid. Next to them, he placed 3 red metal cylinders of compressed hydrogen. 4 long containers of nitroglycerin were loaded into the center of the van with Atlas Rockmaster blasting caps connected to each. The van was driven into the garage of the World Trade Center, where it exploded. Using his Pakistani passport, Youssef escaped from the United States hours later. It is believed that he fled to Iraq. As a result of the bombing, the FBI added Youssef as the 436th person on its 10 most wanted fugitives list on April 21st, 1993.
Il faut absolument que tu me donnes 50 tomates.
Ah oui? Mais pourquoi faire?
Golnaz m'a dit qu'il y a des mecs qui vendent des cassettes sur l'avenue Gandhi.
Et des cassettes des Bee Gees?
Mais maman, c'est nul, les Bee Gees, quoi.
The Marriott Financial Center, a hotel located 2 blocks west, served as a press conference area and a command post for the law enforcement response. The city's Port Authority considered demolishing the building for some time. The building was instead closed for 18 months while they worked on extensive repairs, reinforcements to the hotel's structure, including the installation of, quote, the largest steel beam ever put in a building to that point. The hotel reopened on November 1st, 1994. On November 9th, 1995, the hotel was sold to Host Marriott Corporation for $141.5 million. It was renamed to the New York Marriott World Trade Center. The new company administering the hotel started operations in January 1996. Security was increased at the hotel, but they were ineffective in the face of the attacks in September 2001.
This is Sunday morning, and I've actually gotten a very nice hotel room, I should say, hotel. Marriott Hotel, right next to the World Trade Center. Just look at those big, tall buildings. The twin World Trade Center towers. And yesterday I was up on the top roof of one of the towers. I'm not sure which one it is. I think it's this one. Oh well. Anyway, it's a beautiful room. Beautiful room. inside the lobby of one of the towers. Very nice room. Where's the light? There's a good view. The hallway. Picture of the World Trade Center. Very nice bed. Nice little desk there. A mirror. Prove that I was here. Different view of the bed. And this is the beautiful restroom. Look how fancy that is. Let me back off. Beautiful, isn't it? Luxurious. Nice marble. Smooth and shiny floor. And carpet. The shower. Something else. Some more people coming into the lobby of the Trade Center Tower. Wow, I can't even get the top of it. It's too tall. There's no way. Not even on this one. I barely see the top. Dang, that's a tall building. The beautiful Marriott Hotel. Marriott Pin World Trade Center. It says something on there. Yeah, New York Marriott World Trade Center. Proof that I was here. Wow. Not a shabby place at all. Well, I'm gonna stop the camera and see what's what.
In January 2001, 77 NYPD police cadets graduated in a ceremony held at the hotel.
In the mid-morning of November 17th, 6 gunmen killed 58 foreign nationals and 4 Egyptians. The assailants were armed with knives and automatic firearms and disguised as members of the security forces. They descended on the mortuary temple of Hatshepsut at around 8:45 a.m. They killed 2 armed guards at the site while the tourists were trapped inside the temple. The killing went on systematically for 45 minutes, during which many bodies, especially of women, were mutilated with machetes. The body of an elderly Japanese man was also found mutilated. A leaflet was discovered stuffed into his body that read, "No to tourists in Egypt." One of the terrorists was wounded in the subsequent shootout, and the rest fled into the hills, where their bodies were found in a cave, apparently having committed suicide together. One or more of Al-Jamia al-Islamiyah's leaflets were found calling for the release of Omar Abdel Rahman from a U.S. prison, stating that the attack had been carried out as a gesture to exiled leader Mustafa Hamza, or declaring, "We shall take revenge for our brothers who have died on the gallows. The depths of the earth are better for us than the surface, since we have seen our brothers squatting in their prisons and our brothers and families tortured in their jails." The attack is believed to have been carried out by the Al-Jama'ah al-Islamiyah in an attempt to undermine their July 1997 non-violence initiative to devastate the Egyptian economy and provoke the government into repression, which, they assumed, would strengthen support for anti-government forces. However, the attack ended up leading to internal divisions among the militants and resulted in the declaration of a ceasefire.
Ramzi Youssef, who was the ringleader of the attempt to destroy these buildings in 1993, was being taken away by federal agents in a helicopter. And as they flew over Lower Manhattan, one of the FBI agents said to him, "Mr. Youssef, you see the World Trade Centers are still standing." And he said,
"Yes, but if we had enough money, they wouldn't be."
Muhammad Muhammad Al-Amir Yawad Al-Said Iwata, born September 1968, died September 11, 2001, was an Egyptian terrorist hijacker for Al-Qaeda. Ideologically, a pan-Islamist, he was the ringleader of the September 11 attacks and served as the hijacker pilot of American Airlines Flight 11, which he crashed into the North Tower of the World Trade Center as part of the coordinated suicide attacks. Aged 33, he was the oldest of the 19 hijackers who took part in the mission. Born and raised in Egypt, Mohammed Atta studied architecture at Cairo University.
I'm an architect.
Graduating in 1990 and pursued postgraduate studies in Germany at the Hamburg University of Technology. In Hamburg, Atta became involved with the Mashidun al-Qsi, where he met Marwan al-Shaheu, Ramzi bin Abshibti, and Ziad Dujarra, together forming the Hamburg Cell. Atta disappeared from Germany for periods of time, embarking on an al-Hajju in 1995, but also meeting Osama bin Laden and other al-Qaeda leaders in Afghanistan from late 1999 to early 2000. His friends in Germany described him as an intelligent man in whom religious convictions and political motives held equal sway. He harbored anger and resentment toward the U.S. for its policy in Islamic nations of the Middle East, with nothing inflaming his ire more than the Oslo Accords and the Gulf War in particular. He was also angry and bitter at the elite in his native Egypt, who he believed hoarded power for themselves, as well as at the Egyptian government that cracked down on the dissident Muslim Brotherhood. Atta was anti-Semitic, believing that Jews controlled the world's media, financial, and political institutions from New York City.
Anti-Semite?
These beliefs were even stronger during Operation Infinite Reach, as he believed that Monica Lewinsky was a Jewish agent influencing American President Bill Clinton against aiding Filistina, which would later play a key role in creating the Hamburg Cell. On August 1st, 1995, Atta returned to Egypt for 3 months of study. Before his trip, he grew out a beard to show himself as a devout Muslim and also to make a political gesture. Atta returned to Hamburg on October 31st, 1995, only to join the pilgrimage to Makkah shortly thereafter. In Hamburg, Atta was intensely drawn to Mashidun al-Qsi, which adhered to a, quote, harsh, uncompromisingly fundamentalist, and resoundingly militant, unquote, version of Sunni Islam. He made acquaintances at Al-Quds, some of whom visited him on occasion at Semtrom's house. He also began teaching classes both at Al-Quds and at a Turkish mosque near the Harburg district. Atta also started and led a prayer group, which Ahmed Mochelat and Munir el-Motosadeke joined. Ramzi bin al-Shebati was also there, teaching occasional classes, and became Atta's friend. On April 11th, 1996, Atta signed his last will and testament at the mosque, officially declaring his Muslim beliefs and giving 18 instructions regarding his burial. This was the same day that Israel attacked Lebanon in Operation Grapes of Wrath. Signing the will, quote, offering his life, unquote, was his response. The instructions in his last will and testament reflect both Sunni funeral practices along with some more puritanical demands from Salafism, including asking people not to weep and cry and to generally refrain from showing emotion.
Don't cry for me, I'm already dead.
This will was signed by al-Mutasiddiqu and a second person at the mosque. After leaving Plancontor in the summer of 1997, Atta disappeared again and did not return until 1998. He had made no progress on his thesis. Atta phoned his graduate advisor, Mashul, and mentioned family problems at home, saying, quote, please understand, I don't want to talk about this, unquote. At the winter break in 1997, Atta left and did not return to Hamburg for 3 months. He said he went on pilgrimage to Macedon again, just 18 months after his first time. This claim has been disputed. American journalist Terry McDermott has argued that it is unusual for someone to go on pilgrimage so soon after the first time, and to spend 3 months there, more than Al-Hajji requires. When Atta returned, he claimed that his passport was lost and applied for a new one, which is a common tactic to erase evidence of travel to places such as Afghanistan. When he returned in spring 1998, after disappearing for several months, he had grown a thick, long beard and seemed more serious and aloof than before to those who knew him. Atta and the other Hamburg cell members were recruited by Bin Laden and Khalid Sheikh Mohammadun for a, quote, planes operation, unquote, in the United States. Atta returned to Hamburg in February 2000 and began inquiring about flight training in the United States, where he, Jarrah, and Al-Shehi arrived in June to learn how to pilot planes, obtaining instrument ratings in November. Beginning in May 2001, Atta assisted with the arrival of the Muscle hijackers, whose role was to subdue passengers and crew to enable the hijacker pilots to take over. In July, Atta traveled to Spain to meet with Bin Shepati to finalize the plot. Then in August, traveled as a passenger on, quote, surveillance flights to establish in detail how the attacks could be carried out.
Roger, 11 Heavy, understand you need an Alpha, Roger, push back after the stops.
Delta 9930 taxi.
Delta 9930, runway 90, taxi via Kilos, Sierra, hold short, runway 4 left.
Delta 9930 taxi, runway 9 kilo, Sierra, hold short, runway 4 left.
Eagle 880, hold short of 4 left, I'm on the tower 128.8.
Input in, 480. 80.
Thank you, 141 is clear.
Kilo Bravo, runway 9, FedEx 3601 Heavy.
FedEx 3601 Heavy, monitor tower now 128.8.
128.8, FedEx 3601 Heavy.
USA 2999, right turn Sierra, join Alpha, ground point 75 now, please.
Going to the field at 3,500 feet, maintain 3,000, runway 4 right. Cleared for takeoff. 23, clear for takeoff on 4 right. What are the winds? Wind 330 at 9er. US Air 1995, contact departure.
Departure is 1995 departure.
Delta 2435, Austin Tower, runway 9er. Taxi in position and hold. 2435, can we do that? It's about a minute delay in the position. Is that American 11 trying to call?
Buddy, we have some planes. Just stay quiet and you'll be okay. We are turning to the airport.
15 Southwest of Bono going to Hampton.
And who's trying to call me here? American 11, are you trying to call?
Nobody move. Everything will be okay. If you try to make any move, you danger yourself and the airplane. Just stay quiet.
Rogers Weapon, Sergeant Powell.
Hi, Boston Center, Team U. We have a problem here. We have a hijacked aircraft headed towards New York, and we need you guys to, we need someone to scramble some F-16s or something up there to help us out.
Is this real world or exercise?
No, this is not an exercise, not a test.
Okay, hey, hold on 1 second, okay?
Yep.
Hey, seriously, big time.
Tarzan, approaches on. Guy Killer. This is Huntress placing Panta 4546 on battle stations. I repeat, battle stations. Time 1241. Authenticate. Hotel Romeo. All parties acknowledged with initials. Command post. Guy Killer. Tower. Approach. Panta Papa Alpha November Tango Alpha 4546. Chili Papa. All parties are cleared to drop.
Tranquility Noms, do you know if anyone down there has done any coordination to scramble fighter type airplanes?
Yes, do big airplanes in there?
No, we have several situations going on here. It's escalating big time. And we need to get the military involved with this.
Just you and just you and I together forever in love. Just you and I, just you and I, together forever in love.
I actually made it into the side of the World Trade Center.
Where's Grammy?
I'm atop at the. Ooh, there's a helicopter out there.
Grammy's right over here.
What is wrong with this camera? Ooh, and a jetliner in the background.
We go strolling forever. Just
And there's the other twin tower. That's right out there. Look straight down. That's a long ways down there.
in love. Just
New York City at nighttime. What a big bridge over there. See some aircraft flying around. Right there and right there. This is really, really cool. This is something else I'll never forget. It's like this in the whole wide world. This is probably the biggest, tallest building in the whole wide world. I'm sure it is. Walks of all life. I don't know where John F. Kennedy International Airport is, but I have a feeling it's not too far from that plane making an approach. The wind is really picking up. It's going to be at least 40 miles per hour. 50.
The statement from Ramzi Ahmed Youssef while in Federal District Court in Manhattan. The transcript was provided by the court. You keep talking also about collective punishment and killing innocent people to force governments to change their policies. You call this terrorism when someone would kill innocent people or civilians in order to force the government to change its policies. Well, when you were the first one who invented this terrorism, you were the first one who killed innocent people, and you were the first one who introduced this type of terrorism to the history of mankind. When you dropped an atomic bomb, which killed tens of thousands of women and children in Japan, and when you killed over 100,000 people, most of them civilians, in Tokyo with fire bombings. You killed them by burning them to death. And you killed civilians in Vietnam with chemicals, as with the so-called Orange Agent. You killed civilians and innocent people, not soldiers, innocent people, every single war you went. You went to wars more than any other country in this century, and then you have the nerve to talk about killing innocent people. And now you have invented new ways to kill innocent people. You have so-called economic embargo, which kills nobody other than children and elderly people, and which, other than Iraq, you have been placing the economic embargo on Cuba and other countries for over 35 years. The government, in its summations and opening statement, said that I was a terrorist. Yes, I am a terrorist, and proud of it. And I support terrorism so long as it was against the United States government and against Israel, because you have more than terrorists. You are the one who invented terrorism. and using it every day.
You're butchers, liars, and hypocrites.
We don't do that now, though. We don't mess around other people's elections,
Only for a very good cause.
Can you do that? Do a Vine video on a former CIA director.
Only for a very good cause.
Okay.
Our nation needs to be credible and strong. When we say we're somebody's friend, everybody's got to believe it. Israel's our friend, and we'll stand by Israel. We need to reach out to modern Arab nations as well, to build coalitions to keep the peace. I also need to, the next leader needs to be patient. We can't put the Middle East peace process on our timetable. It's got to be on the timetable of the people that we're trying to bring to the peace table.
The Führer couldn't have said it better himself.
American Airlines Flight 11 was a domestic passenger flight that was hijacked by 5 Al-Qaeda terrorists on the morning of September 11, 2001, as part of the September 11 attacks. The hijacked airliner was deliberately crashed into the North Tower of the World Trade Center complex in New York City, killing everyone still alive aboard the flight and resulting in the deaths of more than 1,000 people in the top 18 stories of the skyscraper, in addition to causing the demise of numerous others below the trapped floors, making it not only the deadliest of the 4 suicide attacks executed that morning in terms of both plane and ground fatalities, but also the single deadliest act of terrorism in human history and the deadliest plane crash of all time. The aircraft involved, a Boeing 767-200ER, registration N33-4AA, with 92 passengers and crew, was flying American Airlines' daily scheduled morning transcontinental service from Boston Logan International Airport in Massachusetts to Los Angeles International Airport in California. The plane left the runway at 7:59 a.m. Not more than 15 minutes after takeoff, the hijackers injured 2 people, murdered 1, and breached the cockpit while forcing the passengers and crew to the rear of the aircraft against their will. The assailants quickly overpowered both the captain and the first officer and possibly killed them, allowing Mohammed Atta to take over the controls, having intensely trained as a pilot in the lead-up to the attacks. Air traffic controllers suspected that the flight was in distress because the crew were no longer responding. They realized the plane had been hijacked when Atta's falsely reassuring announcements for the hostages was transmitted to air traffic control instead of the cabin's PA system as intended. 2 flight attendants were able to contact American Airlines and passed along information relevant to the situation, in particular, casualties suffered by the passengers and crew.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim.
You must make your knife sharp and must not discomfort your animal during slaughter. Remember the words of Almighty God. You were looking to the battle before you engaged in it. And now you see it with your own 2 eyes.
Is that American 11 trying to call? Buddy. We have some planes. Just stay quiet and you'll be okay. We're heading to the airport. And who's trying to call me here? American 11, are you trying to call? Nobody knows. Everything is okay. This is
on flight 11. Our number 1 has been stabbed, and our 5 has been stabbed. Can anybody get up to the cockpit? Can anybody get up to the cockpit?
In August 2002, the FBI found what is possibly the only uninterrupted audio recording of both plane crashes into the World Trade Center, recorded by a conversation two men were having at the outdoor cafe of the hotel. One man was a city tax assessor who had allegedly been taking bribes, and the other was a tax consultant, Stephen McCardle, who was operating with an FBI investigation on the assessor by wearing a hidden wiretap, which recorded their conversation to an audio tape. Both men survived, as well as the two FBI agents monitoring the wiretap.
This is Special Agent Rodney Miller with the Public Corruption Squad of the Federal Bureau of Investigation. Today's date is September 11th, the year 2001. The time now is approximately 7:36 a.m. Today we'll be doing a consensual body recording between Stephen McCardle and Howard Habler. Witnessing this meet will be Special Agent Victor Orocho with the FBI and Deputy Inspector General Stacy Patel with the New York City Department of Investigation. I will now give Stephen McCardle the recording device.
Wasn't bad. What are they doing here? They had a concert for the union. We cut through over there, yeah. I think it was 4 I love this place. Isn't it great? Yeah, I gotta bring the boys here. I get to bring my boys here. They were just adjusting this picture. Joey was just like, wow. You know, to be expected. He's going to be much looser at home. God willing, he'll be able, whatever we teach him in school, he'll be able to take home with him in the future. Justin's well? Yeah, Justin's great. Him and his Nintendo, that's all he needs. Fortunately, he gets in the way of everything else.
Right. I'm all right.
You feeling okay?
This is my 8:30.
You gotta be. It's so bad.
I'm up at 4.
Look at 4.
Oh, it's a rush today, huh? Good to see that they're busy. I mean, business can't be that bad.
Yeah.
On one hand, I love it. On the other hand, I can't take it. Yeah, I do. I mean, if you can't, I mean, maybe not this year, but in the coming years, if there aren't reductions out there.
Maybe not this year. Government confidence, you're right.
To last week, like last Tuesday, I spoke with Alan and Tony, and there was a Bible meeting, a Catholic meeting, isn't
I
there?
wasn't there. It was only, Tony wasn't there either, and nobody was, I'm pretty sure Tony wasn't there.
Tony told that out. He thought he said, maybe he just said there was a meeting, he didn't tell me.
There's going to be another meeting because nobody understood.
Okay.
We weren't there.
Okay. How can I have a meeting with you guys like that? What I mean, I'm serious.
Yeah, I don't know how they did it. Probably they called it that day and whoever was around. Because that's how they do it. They're trying to hide something.
2500. Thank you.
Yeah, I think you're right. To a great degree, they're attempting to.
Well, I mean, I don't know what your opinion is, but I mean, they're doing it for a reason, that's for sure.
Yeah, we don't, I don't intend to ask.
Well, I mean, you're a union man. I mean, you gotta be fearful.
Atta flew the plane into the tower's north face from floors 93 through 99 at 8:46 local time.
2500.
Nobody move, please. We're going back to the airport. Don't try to make any stupid moves.
When the 0 hour approaches, wholeheartedly welcome death. For the sake of God, always be remembering God. The rain. Either end your life while rain seconds before the target, or make your last break. There is no good the rain. The rain. The rain. The rain. The rain.
The impact was witnessed by countless people in the streets of New York City, as well as the nearby state of New Jersey, but few video recordings captured the moment. Jules Naudet captured the only known footage clearly depicting Flight 11's impact.
Shit!
That was an explosion. That was an explosion. Let's get out of here.
The media quickly began reporting on the incident and speculated that the crash had been an accident. When American Airlines Flight 11 crashed into the North Tower, 1WTC, at 8:46 a.m. EDT, its landing gear fell and crashed through the Marriott's roof into an office next to the 22nd floor pool, breaking the glass above the restaurant and forcing people to duck under furniture. The whole building shook and parts of it caught on fire. Alarms went off throughout the Marriott and its phones and elevators shut down. The freight elevator still worked, however. Security guards escorted out the group attending the NABE conference. The hotel's intercom told guests to be calm and stay in their rooms. Firefighters reported human remains and corpses on the roof from people who fell or jumped from the south face of the North Tower. At least 10 firefighter companies used the lobby as a staging area. It is possible that many or all of the companies were not sent there, but instead got lost amidst the evacuation of the towers.
Dude, the building is on fire, God. Oh, God, there's people in there. Oh, my God.
And it is dangerous. Please stay inside the hotel, within the hotel.
Okay, thank you. In terms of injuries and fatalities.
Oh no, there's a person, Tammy. Oh my God.
Oh, my God.
Oh. Oh.
There goes another person, guys.
As I look around the courtyard, there's nobody there. I saw burning pieces of metal everywhere. I saw pieces of luggage. I had no idea where they came from. I look around the corner, and there's bodies everywhere. As far as I can see, it's like just broken up bodies. Like, that's all I can see, maybe 100 bodies broken up into little pieces, just arms and legs and heads and everything. And like, so like right away I'm freaking out. And then a body comes falling out the sky and lands right in front of me. Just boom, like loud, and just like breaks up when it hits the ground.
Flight 175 departed from Logan Airport at 8:14 a.m. 28 minutes into the flight, the hijackers injured several crew members, forced their way into the cockpit, and murdered both pilots while moving anyone who remained to the rear of the aircraft. Lead hijacker Marwan al-Shehi, who had trained as a pilot for the purposes of the attack, was able to usurp the flight controls once the captain and first officer were eliminated. Unlike the team on American Airlines Flight 11, the terrorists aboard Flight 175 did not switch off the plane's transponder when they took over the cockpit. Thus, the aircraft was visible on New York Center's radar, which depicted the deviation from its assigned flight path before controllers took notice 4 minutes later at 8:51 EDT. Upon realizing, the ATC workers immediately made several unsuccessful attempts to contact the cockpit of the hijacked airliner, which twice nearly collided with other planes as it recklessly flew toward New York City. In the interim, 3 people were able to get through to their family members and colleagues on the ground, passing on information to do with the hijackers, as well as casualties suffered by the flight crew. No more than 21 minutes after the hijacking began, al-Shehi crashed the airplane into the South Tower's south face from floors 77 through 85 as part of an attack coordinated with the takeover of Flight 11, which had struck the upper floors of the World Trade Center's North Tower at 8:46.
Message number 51 is the number 1 call. Receive out at 11:33. Control CP56, Terminal T56 in reference to Sprint Job 3081. The message was recorded from match tape 10022, Channel 27. The message commences at 0800 hours, 54 minutes and 57 seconds.
Police operator 1133, what's the emergency? I'm on the 100th floor of the World Trade Center with 30 people, northeast corner.
Okay, let me get you at 100 first, 100 floor?
100th floor, northeast, 30 people in the corner. The smoke is very bad.
Okay, I'll get you a fire department. Hold on a second, okay?
We're here immediately.
Okay, hold on a second.
How you doing? It's the fire department. Hi. It's hard to talk. Yeah. There's a lot of smoke. Right. We're all overreacting. Please come right now. What floor are you on? 100 northeast. Right. Okay, so what's your phone number there? Sir, I'm on a cell phone. All right, no problem. We'll get to you. Please, immediately. They're on the way. Bye.
What was your number, please?
Jules, this is Ryan, living on an airplane that's been hijacked, and things will go well, and I'm looking good. I just want you to know I absolutely love you. I want you to do good, so have some time. Same to my parents and everybody, and I totally love you, and I will see you later down there. Bye, babe. I'll call you.
Media coverage of the disaster that began with the North Tower 17 minutes earlier meant Flight 175's impact at 9:03 was the only one of the 4 attacks to be televised live around the world.
Well, now you're watching BBC News 24. It's our business coverage, of course, and we have some remarkable pictures coming in from New York, which we can go to now, and they show us that one of the world's tallest buildings, right in the heart of the business district of Manhattan, the World Trade Center, appears to be on fire. As you can see, something has clearly happened towards the top of the building, and these are very dramatic live pictures coming into the BBC right now.
Good evening, everyone, or good morning, actually. We have breaking news, this out of downtown Manhattan. A plane has allegedly crashed into the World Trade Center. You're looking at live pictures right now from News Chopper 7. A plane has crashed into the side of the World Trade Center. Details at this hour, very sketchy.
Let me just get a better look right now.
Okay, go ahead.
I say the whole takes about 6, 7 floors were taken out. And there's more explosions right now. Hold on, people are running.
Hold on just a moment. We've got an explosion inside.
The building's exploding right now. You got people running up the street. I'm going to tell you what's going on.
And as you can see, black smoke is pouring out of two gaping holes. We've had, there we see a helicopter going by.
There is a further dramatic explosion we're just witnessing there.
We're going to go to their coverage for a while.
And, fight it from it. If you're taking a look now, you can see that we've just had another explosion, and that is considerably lower. And is that in the other building? Is that what I'm witnessing?
It appears that there is more and more fire and smoke.
To get a new version of the hotel's registry, but their computer system had shut down, so he found the most recently printed copy and a set of emergency phone numbers. People who were escaping the tower crashes, especially the North Tower, also stopped at the hotel. These people numbered at 1,000 or more. This is in part due to a door at the north face of the building, facing the North Tower. The people in the lobby moved away from the North Tower, walking south through the hotel until they reached the Tall Ships Bar and Grill, which opened onto Liberty Street. A police officer stood at the exit, stopping civilians from crossing the street whenever debris was falling. The collapse of the South Tower at 9:58 to 9:59 crushed the middle of the Marriott building, creating a large gap.
no dream. This is really happening.
People with the cameras, can you get a better view from a distance with this,
I don't know, we just gotta get out.
God! Holy goddamn! They hit it! It's down! The second tower's down!
The lobby was filled with debris, but nonetheless acted as a shield for firemen, police, and hotel staff due to its reinforcements after the bombing. Abdi Malahi, aged 37, was killed. Raised in Yemen, Abdu loved music and played keys in a band before becoming the audio-visual engineer at the Marriott Hotel. He was known among colleagues as being incredibly polite and only opening up with his wife and 2 sons, who he was trying to get visas for so that they could join him from Yemen before the September 11th attacks. But his formality also garnered him a great deal of respect, and he was well liked among coworkers and friends. When the tower was struck, Abdu risked his own life to help save the lives of others. Survivor Dawn Monroe said of Malahi, "Abdu saved my life. Because we were told not to evacuate the hotel by management via the intercom system before the intercom system was destroyed by the second plane crash, Abdu took it upon himself to alert the remaining guests that they must leave." Survivor Dawn Monroe said of Malahi, "I was waiting in my room when I heard him shouting in the hallway. I opened the door and he told me I must leave immediately. He escorted me to the stairways before continuing on to save other guests. He is constantly in my thoughts. He is my guardian angel. I love this man, whom I met only once. It is still hard for me to comprehend his sacrifice for strangers. Abdu was a very special man, indeed." Before the collapse, there were 7 firemen from Engine Company number 74 in the middle of the hotel on the 21st floor, 4 of whom died. Around 17 people in the evacuation effort were still alive on the 3rd and 4th floors. 3 firefighters on these floors went upstairs to find a fireman who was radioing a mayday signal, Michael Brennan. On the half of the building that was nearer to the South Tower, 3 civilians and 2 firemen trapped on the 3rd floor escaped to the 2nd floor by crawling through an opening in a wall on an I-beam, which probably fell from the tower. In the lobby, firefighters began exiting the building to get reinforcements. Joseph Keller and Fire Lieutenant Bob Nagel were trapped by debris, and the other firefighters began trying to cut away the debris around them using saws. While this happened, the North Tower collapsed.
Anybody advised that all emergency personnel folks upon Church of Mary?
seemed like it just sort of... Fell this way.
It's one piece of still not going down. Look at the steel.
Oh my God. I can hear it.
Holy shit. Just be advised, the whole North Tower is down. That's it. That's the biggest disaster in the world, probably. Right there.
The collapse of the North Tower at 10:28 destroyed the rest of the hotel, aside from a small section surrounding the southern stairwell. This section would have collapsed if not for the reinforcements made after the 1993 bombing. There were 14 survivors trapped in this section on the second floor. This included 13 firemen from Company 74 and hotel guest Frank Rosano, who had evacuated from his 19th floor room. The group found a hole in the building and threaded either a rug or drape through it, then climbed down onto the pile of debris. Keller and the 3 firemen who went to rescue Michael Brennan died from the second collapse. 8 firemen from Brooklyn Heights Engine 205, including Scott Davidson, father of celebrity Pete Davidson, likely died from the collapse after saving around 900 people. All the firemen still in the lobby escaped, and Richard Fetter survived. Bill Marriott, the businessman who owned the hotel, delivered a speech to his employees on September 20th, where he thanked them for their work on the 11th and announced they would be employed until at least October 5th and covered by the hotel's health insurance for a year. The guests staying at the Marriott World Trade Center and the Marriott Financial Center, which was also damaged during the attacks, were sent to 7 other Marriott hotels in the city. At those locations, security was increased and cancellation fees were waived. On the afternoon of the attacks, photographer Thomas E. Franklin captured the now iconic image raising the flag at Ground Zero, depicting the U.S. flag being raised by firefighters upon a flagpole believed to have been Marriott property located on what remained of the hotel grounds. A Marriott flag that was found in the rubble in December was displayed in a glass case for the next few months, honoring the hotel's employees with the plaque, quote, "Our spirit to serve from sacrifice, honor from adversity, resolve from grief, remembrance." In January 2002, the remnants of the hotel were dismantled to make way for reconstruction. The Marriott Corporation was then offered an opportunity to rebuild the hotel in the same location within the World Trade Center site, as its lease, which was signed until 2094, had not expired. Marriott declined the offer, and in October 2003, the Port Authority voted on an agreement under which the host Marriott Corporation would, quote, "surrender the premises," unquote, resulting in termination of the lease, thus giving the land to the National September 11 Memorial and Museum. The museum received the displayed Marriott flag. The building and its survivors were featured in the television special documentary film Hotel Ground Zero, which premiered on September 11, 2009 on the History Channel. Some survivors only found out after watching the documentary that others they had met during the attacks were still alive. The survivors have reunited near or at the hotel site multiple times. In 2013, there was a charity run in the area to honor Ruben Correa, a firefighter who died as a part of the group on the 21st floor.
Here we are at the rooftop. The very top. Same place where I was last night. Antenna array.